I recently went on a trip to Taiwan where I got to see some beautiful sights and eat some truly amazing food. But then I got to thinking, what's the bouldering like here? Is it old school? Is there any outdoor bouldering? I quickly discovered the local gym nearby, and what I found was way better than I could have ever imagined. So the local gym that I found is a place called Hi Fun, and when I saw the pictures online, I was pleasantly surprised at how modern it looked. Living in a large city like Taiwan, it can be pretty populated, so there isn't a lot of space, and as a result, gyms can look pretty cramped and feel old school. I didn't have too much time on the trip, so as a result, I only got a single day to go climbing. And as a side note, I also had a fresh pulley pop in my finger, but I will try my best not to talk about that for the rest of the video. Let's get into climbing. The very first thing that I noticed going into the gym was that the grades only went up to V6, which were the red tapes. And on top of that, when I asked the gym staff what the hardest climbs in the gym were, they said that they didn't even have any red tape set because nobody would climb them. So the hardest problems in the gym were the purple tapes or V5. Here is the first one that I tried. It was pretty simple. It had a bit of a tough top match, but as you'll soon see, the problems do get much harder from here. A pretty fun dyno into a fairly easy top made this a second purple of the day, and I was honestly wondering if anything was going to be tricky here. But then I tried the next boulder. Despite slopers being my main strength in climbing, man, this boulder was not a V5. I cannot tell you how many times I changed the beta to try to make it work, but I just could not. Yeah, so I'll take this time just to make a few excuses for myself. Well, you see, my shoes are, I guess you can just see them for yourself. As for the weather, I didn't bring any chalk on the trip, and that's because back at home, I typically don't use chalk all that often, and boy, was that a mistake. The humidity there just made everything so slippery, and without any chalk, it was just a nightmare. But I still tried my best, and I put in some really good attempts on this boulder. That's when I had a pretty crazy idea. You see, I'm a little bit on the taller side. I'm 6 foot, and I can cheese quite a fair amount of slab betas, sometimes with a little bit of a dyno. That's exactly what I tried to do here. I gave it a few more tries with this method, getting pretty close on some, but decided to shelve it for later. Before we dive into some hard climbing and some successful tops, let's sit back and enjoy watching me get absolutely demolished by some of these boulders. At some point throughout the day, the staff had let me know about some extra setting that they do throughout the gym. You see, the gym wasn't all that big, so they can't exactly put all of the boulders that they want to set in there. So what they do instead is, just like a spray wall, they make their own problems out of a combination of holes. All number 9s, for example, are taped to certain holes and make their own problem. Now, there are a couple of these scattered throughout the gym, and rumor has it, if you can complete all of the hardest problems in the gym, you get to set your own. So that's exactly what I set out to do. Now, I just have to give a huge shout out to the staff that was working there that day because A, they were so nice, and not only that, but they also let me set my own climb that day, even though I hadn't completed all of the purple tapes. And that was an experience to remember. So here it goes. I knew I had to set something that was my style, my strength, something that I would be really good at, so I could hide the fact that I was really tired that day. So I saw this perfect undercling, and I was wondering exactly what I could do with it. And after opting out of harder beta, here's the climb that I came out with. All in all, this gym had so many little treasures in it. I was so surprised by the climbing. It's definitely someplace I'd go back to. It was a perfect combination of modern versus old school feel with their coordination moves and their creative route setting, and some of the most sandbag V5s that I have ever had the privilege to climb on. And not only that, but the atmosphere, the super nice staff, and just the ability to set your own route is definitely something that I will never forget. See you in the next one.